Coming up next, I'm giving y'all this crazy prison story about an inmate they call Pineapples. And yeah, y'all, let's just say this guy, well, he was a little fruity. Stay tuned to the JSK Prison Talk Show.
It's JS Corner from the prison story massacres. I be telling stories about the pushers and the traffickers, trying to keep the YNs away from the bandits. Don't eat the honey bun, don't drink the coke, don't become another victim or the butt of a joke. Don't close both eyes when you sleep or get choked. When you go to the mess hall, sit with your team, cause if you sit with some punk boy, you can get seen, then you can get dealt with. Prison justice like you never felt it. I be taking y'all back to stories of the helpless. That lava I spit, get your boys' stories melted. I spit about prison justice cause I dealt it. And you a real hater if you can't respect it. All that bullshit, yeah, I'm here to check that. Any confrontation, I'ma show up. Bet that. You a real hater, I'm here to address that. When it comes to storytelling, I'm the best at.
Hey, come on now. What's up with it, man? What's up with it? I'm trying to get some of that pineapple juice. I got commissary. I got soup. I got smokes. I got whatever you need. Honey buns, candy bars, coffee. Come on now. Why don't you let me be your war daddy? Well, what's up with it? Let me get some of that juice, pineapples. What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. So let's get into it. Now, today, I'm gonna tell y'all about a guy they call Pineapples. And like I said, he definitely was a little sweet. Well, maybe a lot of sweet. Now, before we get into Pineapple's prison activities, let me just give y'all a short backstory on the type of person we dealing with. Now, on the street, word is Pineapples was a streetwalker. What's that? He was out there selling himself on them mean streets in North Carolina. Now, I'm not going to give y'all a location, of course, because that would be very, very disrespectful to him and his family. But I will eventually tell you where he ended up. Now, Pineapples have been got turned out supposedly on the streets. Supposedly he was touched as a kid and I don't know, he just ended up liking it. And whoever turned him out also turned him on to, you know, some of that brown boy. So eventually, rumor has it, Pineapples was out there selling himself and he started liking it. And the more of that brown stuff that he did a combination of different party activities, you could call them. And the more of those he did, it clouded his mind. And from what I'm being told, well, Pineapple, his real name was Ant, short for Anthony. And he ended up wanting to be a female. He was no longer happy or comfortable being a man or being called a man. And he wanted no parts of it. And he decided that he was going to give himself a complete makeover. And that's what he did. So, the whole time that he was out there selling himself, he started gradually buying wigs and special, apparatuses to hide what he really was. And all types of sorcery, y'all. That's what I call it, sorcery. Shit should be illegal. Now, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. All them push-up bras and the joints that suck 100 pounds down to 20 and how you looking slim. Then when somebody take it off, it all fall out. Yeah. Anyway, no shade, no shade, no shade. We don't judge. We do not judge. Anyway, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Now, Pineapples, I guess he got a little too into his habit and decided he was going to figure out a way that he could use and abuse that substance for free. And, he normally got it from his customers and whatnot, but he wanted his own supply. So he ended up finally getting enough money together to buy a whole zip, an ounce. And y'all know what they say, y'all. The more you have, the crazier you get. Things don't slow down, they speed up. So he sped up his usage. And his addiction got more and more unsatisfied. And eventually, while he was still in his right mind, he came up with the idea of selling off some of his product to get more, which sounds completely insane unless you look at it from his point of view. He's going to get more for less. Anyway, he proceeds to start doing that. And now, all the other fiends that hang out with him and do their business and abandoned buildings and whatnot, they start going to him, in the streets. And police can tell when something new is going on in the neighborhood, when the direction has changed. And that's what people got to know. If you in the streets trying to do your thing, look at the direction of the flow, people. Where are they headed? Are they headed to the left? Are they headed to the right? Are they headed up or down? That's where you're going to find what you're looking for. Now let's get to the prison story. Greenville Corrections, North Carolina. It's a Wednesday. New inmates are coming in, fresh off the bus. So me and everybody else hitting that gate to see who coming in. Is it a homie? Is it a op? Who coming up in this pod? Now, everybody looking for their own nefarious reasons. A lot of people looking to see if it's some chumps coming in here they could rob. And you got some bandits on the gate looking. If somebody looks soft, they look like they could, well, you know how that goes. Well, y'all, in walks this inmate, Pineapples. Now, to give y'all a description of Pineapples, let's start with his complexion. This guy was like, you remember Kid from Kid and Play? Yeah, that high yellow almond complexion. That was this guy. And he had these long dreadlocks. Or twist, whatever you want to call them. And he had them pulled back and braided together. Now, once you make it into a prison, you've already gone through an extensive wash down, etc. So anything you might have had on your body has already been removed as far as makeup goes, etc. This guy Pineapples must have had his eyebrows tattooed on. Hair removed, eyebrows tattooed on. Because eventually it started growing back, over time or whatever. He didn't get the expensive job done and get them laser removed. But anyway. So, this guy comes in the pod and immediately, y'all, the pod is in a frenzy. All these bandits going crazy. All these pimps going crazy. All the pimps like, nah, I gotta get a hold of him. I know I'm gonna make some money with him. And they all, looking at it and seeing what's good. All the bandits, they plan on skipping right past the pimps. Like, we ain't paying for nothing. We ain't asking nothing. Yeah. So, now it all depends on what block Pineapples gets put on. Now at this point, y'all, Pineapples looked a little feminine, Of course, again, because of the color he is, that little mix, that little almond, white and black mix, whatever you want to call it, that light skin. That's the number one target in prison, y'all. Yeah, in case y'all didn't know it. Now, this frenzy will go on for days and days. You talking about you had pimps running up to Pineapple's cell with commissary, trying to lure him into their squad. Not one, not two, but at least 3 or 4 prison pimps tried to recruit Pineapples. And, he took their stuff and said, I'll think about it. And he ain't getting nobody an answer. And eventually, y'all, things start to get a little twisted around the pod. You got these prison pimps arguing with each other over a grown man in the day room about, nah, he gonna be with me. He gonna be with me, and that's just what it is. I'm gonna make sure he alright. I don't care. I'll do something to you. Don't make me do something to you, man. Back off, man. You better back off. These dudes really wilding out there over Pineapples. Now, let's call him Anthony. He's blushing. This guy, you know how they turn all red, cheeks get all red, and that's the wrong thing to do in prison around some monsters. Because when they see that's like they red, they green light, they bell done went off in their head. You start blushing, they attack in full force. Now, Pineapples ended up getting put on C Block, which was probably not the best place for him, but that's where all the other people just like him are. But so are the booty bandits. Now, they lump them all together. The prison does not recognize or care about knowing the difference in a booty bandit and somebody who's just, gay. They don't want to hear the difference. They don't care that the booty bandit is taking something from somebody against their will. Anyway, Pineapples would end up having to fight for his life on C Block, as the rumor would have it. People constantly was catcalling and trying to, do something for him. Now the prison pimps, they all getting into it. They out there slicing each other, stabbing each other, arguing, punching, fighting they doing the most. And once it's figured out who was the toughest and who actually had enough commissary to take over the whole thing, that's just what it was. Now, it was still up to Pineapples to decide whether or not he or she or that's another thing we're going to get to, was going to accept the offer or not. And it all boils down to this. Pineapples had a very strict rule, let's call it. Now, this is a small guy. He was about 5'7", maybe 150 pounds, if that, soaking wet. But to him, he demanded some kind of diva respect. This guy had the nerve to say, if you called him a boy, meaning a man, in his face, you had to fight him. He wanted to be called and referred to as a woman. Yeah. Pineapples was his name. He didn't even want you to call him Ant or Anthony. If you called him anything that resembled a man or a man's name, y'all had to fight. And that was just what it was. He didn't care who you was. He wasn't going to let nobody disrespect him. And supposedly, he was nice with the hands, too. He'll fight you. You try it if you want to. You can't play with these punks out here. You never know exactly their background. They might be punks, but they might also be serial unalivers. Cause ain't nobody ever asked. What has Pineapples done in his dark moments. We don't know. We won't know until it's too late. That's what most people in prison hope. That you won't find out their dark secret until it's too late and they right up on you, shivering that big old blade through your chest. And it's over. Now, as expected, y'all, Pineapples was brutally assaulted on C Block by a booty bandit. And it's not like people didn't expect or know that that was going to happen. It was just a matter of when it was going to happen and which one of them was going to do it to him. Now, once that happened, now these are all rumors. Nothing I've seen with my own eyes because I definitely wasn't allowed on C Block, nor did I want to travel to C Block because C Block, like I've told you before, was full of demons. Now, the rumor has it, Pineapples got assaulted night after night after night. And the last time that he got assaulted, well, let's just say he fought back. He was tired of it. And I can't say that I blame him. I'd have been tired of it after the first night. Like, somebody would have had to unalive. You playing with me? Nah. But being that he was already that way, it didn't bother him so much until he started realizing that they was just getting what they wanted out of him for free. And there's people in the prison getting a lot of money for the same thing he giving away for free. And when he realized he was getting ripped off, he told every last one of them, they better not touch him no more. He ain't playing ball no more. Stay away from him. Stay out of his cell. This and that. Yeah, he tried to defend his, I guess you call manhood. I don't know what you call it at that point. Whatever it was, he was trying to defend it from those bandits. Mind you, they're all double his size. They've all been down prison for a long time, working out, making sure that they can, I guess you say, overpower a younger inmate. Those are the odds. That is what Pineapples is against. Let alone the fact he came in here on some feminine shit. Looking like a female. Acting like a female. And now the booty bandits are just showing you they see your work. They see your work and you will not get one night of sleep in here unless you belong to one of them. So, the only logical thing for Pineapples to do, y'all, is to get up out of that situation. But the bad thing is, once you are placed on C Block, it's almost like a dead end zone, y'all. It's like if you on C Block, you want to be on C Block because that's the way you rock and roll. But there is a loophole. You have to commit a heinous crime to get out of C Block. And well, I guess at this point, Pineapples had enough. So the very next time one of those bandits came in there to assault him, and this time he was a little bit more forthgoing. He wasn't going to hold back. Being that he was used to this anyway, he volunteered some lip service. And let's just say, well, you know how Fat Joe said he eating the glizzy right in public? Let's just say that's exactly what Pineapples did to this bandit. He ate the glizzy right in public. And when he felt like it, he snapped it off. Whoosh! Gave it that crunch like one of them Thuman's joints. Whoosh! Spit it on the floor. That bandit supposedly went down. No screams, no tussle, no fight. Went straight down to the ground. Eyes immediately rolled to the back of his head. Pineapple's mouth full of red liquid leaking out. And what he do? Guard! Guard! This man needs help. This man needs help. By the time the guards got there, y'all, that bandit damn near bled out. They locked the old boy up in chains, escorted him out of there, and they took him to solitary to finish off his bid. He was never getting released out of there again into another pod. And that's normally what happens when you commit violent crimes, especially dismemberments, and get caught. You cut anything off of an inmate, oh yeah, you definitely going to the hole. Probably forever. Alright, y'all, that is gonna be it for this video. I hope you liked it. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Come back for more if you like content like this. As usual, this is the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show. I am your boy, Jersey Street Corner, and I'm out.
You a real hater, I'm here to address that. When it comes to storytelling, I'm the best at. You a real hater,